Hi everyone, welcome to Gianna's Kitchen. Today on the show, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a wonderful dessert, but before we do that, I wanted to show you this beautiful new cutting board. Every woman in her kitchen and any cook needs a nice cutting board. This one is about 1.5 inches thick, nice solid. This is from cuttingboards.com and they gave me one to give away today. So what we're going to do is do a random number generator giveaway. But the rule is you have to be subscribed to my channel. So make sure you're doing that and I will let you know later on when we're going to pick a winner, and this could be yours in your kitchen. So today I have for you a homemade scratch fudge brownie recipe. Very easy to follow. We're going to use this beautiful pan that I just bought off Amazon. USA pan. It's non-stick, but we're going to do parchment paper just in case. But all the ingredients that you need are right here in front of me. I have my old school recipe book that I keep all my recipes in, and my scratch brownie recipe is right here. I started making these brownies about 1.5 years ago for my students. I teach school and the students love them, and then I use them for orders at the bakery. So I wanted to share that with you all today. The ingredients that you will need for these scratch brownies, the star of the show is this Chaucer chocolate, dark chocolate, all available at Aldi, my favorite store. You will need baking powder, pure vanilla extract. You will need cocoa powder, salted regular butter, 3 room temperature eggs. We're going to be sifting our flour, all-purpose flour, and granulated sugar, and a sharp knife to chop up our chocolate. This is a new handheld sifter that we're just going to tap like this to make sure that everything is finely ground in our pan. Our cocoa powder especially can get clumpy, so can your all-purpose flour, so you want to sift everything. Sometimes I use the old-fashioned turn handle canister type one, but we're going to use this one today. First thing we want to do is melt our butter. We need 1.5 sticks of salted butter. I sometimes like to cube it up a little bit just to make sure it can cook even faster in the microwave. And you do want it completely melted. So we're going to put this in for about 45 seconds. We are going to be chopping up this dark Chaucer chocolate from Aldi. And this is what is really going to take the brownies over the top. If you will incorporate some quality dark chocolate or whatever kind of chocolate you like, I guess you could even do white chocolate. We're going to let this melt a little bit in our butter mixture. Not everything will melt, and that's good because it's nice to see chunks of chocolate in your brownies. All right, we're going to dump in our dark chocolate. We're going to keep a little bit of chocolate out to kind of mix in the brownies. Maybe not that much. There we go. This will melt in no time because our butter is fully melted. We've now switched to a bigger bowl. We're going to be incorporating our sugar now. We need, for this recipe, 1.5 cups of sugar. So I have the 1/4 cup. I'm going to do it 6 times because that's what I do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Always count out loud if you are counting. Just make sure you don't mess up. We're just going to fully incorporate this. We need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just going to eyeball it. Now we are going to drop in our 3 room temperature eggs. Give that a whisk. This should get nice and smooth. Then there will come a point where you cannot use your whisk anymore. It's going to be too thick. You're going to have to use your spatula. All right, everything is smooth. If you see chunks, that means that your chocolate has stayed in a chunk, and that's fine because we're also going to garnish with these chunks. So I'm going to tap this, get rid of this for a second. Now we're going to measure out our dry ingredients, and we're just going to sift them and fold them into our brownie mixture. So the first thing we need to do is we need 3/4 cups of flour. So we're going to take our measuring here. And when you're measuring flour, you don't want to pack it in. You really should scoop it in, but I'm just going to go like this. This is 1/2 cup. And I'm going to take my 1/4 cup so we can get to 3/4. We're just going to sift this in. Looks like a little snowfall, powdered sugar. Now we're going to do a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Same way, sift it up. and we need a half a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm not really going to sift that. It'll all get sifted in, and we're going to do a half a teaspoon of salt. All right, now we're going to incorporate all of these ingredients together with our spatula. Gently fold it in. It's going to be very thick. Our brownie mixture is very thick, but it is fully incorporated, and that's what you want. So I took a piece of parchment paper and I cut it to fit this pan. This pan is perfect for making 15 equal size brownies, and I want them to be thick. All right, so this part can be a little tricky, maybe even a little messy, but you're gonna have to plop in your batter and make sure that it is smooth as it can be once it all gets in the bowl. All right, our pan has been fully smoothed out as best we can. We're gonna sprinkle on our quality dark chocolate on top. Sprinkling on the chocolate, it doesn't have to be chocolate. You could always sprinkle on any kind of topping, and now would be the time where you would want to add your walnuts, any kind of a white chocolate chip, a dark chip. If you wanted to do Oreo crumbles, toffee crumbles, now's the time to do it. We're now gonna put this in a 350-degree preheated oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. You don't want to overcook your brownies. Our brownies have been cooling and they look just perfect. You can see the marble of the chunks of dark chocolate, and the dark chocolate is not going to stick to my finger, so that's when I know it's time to cut. It's barely warm on the bottom. You could do these almost completely frozen if you really want a clean cut if you're selling them, but kind of easy cleanup as well. So we're going to measure, we're going to try to get 15 out of here. So we're going to do 5 and 3. So perfect. Look at that. You will see that in just a second. All right, our brownies are cut and they look absolutely perfect. I am very pleased with how these turned out. You can see the chunks of chocolate. I just love it. They're all about the same size, which is what you want when you're cutting brownies. We're going to garnish with a little bit of powdered sugar. You could always do a salted caramel sauce or nuts, but I think it'd be pretty if we made it snow. So I'm just going to pour a little bit into my little sifter I have. And just for garnish, that's the only reason. How pretty is that? Making it snow. Put this on your platter, serve it up after dinner one night or for a party. And to know that you made homemade scratch brownies, you do not have to keep box brownie mixes in your cabinet when you can make this on your own. All right, let's dive in. Okay, it's my favorite part of the show where I get to get a sugar rush and taste what I've created. So the brownies look great. I'm just gonna dive in and pick one. Perfect, chocolatey, fudgy, underdone the way that you want a brownie to be. I love the dusting of the powdered sugar. It just makes it look more elegant, a little more festive. So I hope that you all enjoyed today's episode. These were super easy to make, and this is something that could be made in advance. I also freeze these all the time and they do very well. So if you want to make a head item for your dessert platter, this is what you want. Thank you so much for subscribing today. I just appreciate that you all want to come into my kitchen and watch me bake and maybe try something out at home. My goal is that you all will do some scratch baking, that you will not rely on boxed mixes, that you'll try something and use your pantry ingredients to make. So thank you again. Please subscribe to my channel, Gianna's Kitchen. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook at By Gianna Bakery. And thank you so much. Have a great day.